What do you think's going to happen this week? I mean, with the whole Russia thing.
The Russia thing is just a big nothing burger.
Really?
Also interesting is, remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us.
He could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think, and that is our job.
Yeah.
At this moment in history, as we're looking at efforts across the country to prevent people from being able to exercise their fundamental rights,
Jobs of the past are just not going to come back. And when somebody says that he's going to bring all these jobs back, well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how? What magic wand do you have? How exactly?
Welcome to Sanctimonious American Men. Today is Wednesday, October 18th. It's about 8:15 p.m. on Wednesday, October 18th, on the East Coast. I'm Saintly Barnes. With me, as always, is Saintly Brandon.
Hello.
We're back to talk shite.
Episode 69.
69.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice. Oh, man. Yeah, super important news, right? There's like all kinds of super important news.
Megan Rapaport is fired from Victoria's Secrets.
And they're bringing back the Angels.
They're bringing back the Angels.
Yeah.
They lost a lot. Their stocks went down. It's a good time to buy, all right, if you're looking to buy some Victoria's Secret stocks. Basically, they're going to try to make women look sexy again. They were doing this thing like, with the Angels, they would like, this is what you could like. It's probably unattainable, right? It's probably an unattainable body like, but you could look like this. You could look this sexy. And then they went with these unattractive, unfortunate women.
He said, you do look like this.
This is the best case scenario. Now here's the worst case scenario, what you could look like.
Yeah. Somewhere America's, whatever, sex sells, friggin' high-powered marketing plans and structure and templates all went down the friggin' tubes to, well, why don't we just, sell to their sloth-like nature.
Yeah. People don't wear laundry.
Instead of their hopes and dreams. People that don't want to do laundry.
People who don't wear lingerie have no business.
Wear lingerie. Yeah, there you go. Let's just the cotton candy kid hair. The kids with the cotton candy hair.
I guess they're going to make some internal changes too. I guess their entire board is made of women.
Well, I mean, you think it would be good for a lingerie company.
Well, none of them know what men want. Well, besides,
I imagine a lot of them did back in the past before they got fucking brainwashed by the internet. The hive mind got them good. I mean, do they still do their? I guess Victoria's Secrets never did, but they had a lingerie football like Super Bowl.
Did they?
I don't know if they're still doing it.
I don't know. I know there was like women's football with like lingerie, right?
Yeah,
and that was some good
quality entertainment,
sports.
as they say.
I watched that a few times actually. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know what's going on, but it's better than the WNBA.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Oh, women hate women's sports. I don't know if that's true.
Well, it's like that dude in New Zealand where
they don't support it though.
That's what it was. He's on that some New Zealand fucking news station, and they're going on about how much women make in the World Cup versus men, and the dude's like, well, women bring in this much and men bring in this much. He's like, I know you got tickets for the World Cup. Is it the Women's World Cup? No, you don't even go.
And he's asking women reporters,
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, no, I got tickets for the men's.
You don't even go. So how do you expect this to happen if you don't support it?
It's insane. And then that one guy that did the meme, like 2 or 3 months ago, he bought 4 seats at a WNBA game and started sleeping, laid down and started sleeping courtside. And they kicked him out. It's like, you can't do that. It's like, why not?
I got 4 tickets.
I bought them. It's my seats.
My seats.
Yeah. Just to prove, you can't do that at a fucking men's game. There
Oh,
ain't
no.
You can't afford 4 seats.
No, you can't get 4 tickets.
Good luck.
It's like trying to get Giants tickets.
I just don't understand how the gender gap pay thing there doesn't make sense to women when it comes to that. It's like your league makes X amount of $1 million. The men's league makes billions of dollars.
I mean, think about models, right? In the fashion industry, male models make considerably less than female models.
Yeah.
I've heard it.
You don't hear them complaining about that.
No, the porn industry, I guess it's the same thing.
I imagine it would be.
I imagine it would be, right?
But yeah, if you think about like Victoria's Secrets we were just talking about, so their top models that are on Vogue and whatnot are making way more than probably their contemporary men.
Right. I know a lot of guys that would be in a porn magazine or a movie for a donut. Right.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, why don't they have an OnlyFans then?
Because nobody wants to see them. That's the point. Nobody wants to pay to see them naked.
Oh,
right?
God.
I know ugly girls that would, demand fucking $5,000 to be in a porn or something like that. I don't even know what they get for porn these days.
Right, but they want some money.
Yeah,
that's what you're.
Yeah,
thinking.
they would want money, right?
Well,
it goes on and on.
Well, now that we got the important news out of the way,
that's the most important news of the week.
Victoria's Secret's back, baby.
Back, baby.
Oh man. Well, we'll see how it goes. It's kind of like with all the go woke, go broke stuff. They come back and say, "No, we're going to right the ship. We're going to fix it," and then they don't do anything, and it just keeps on sailing down the fucking maelstrom.
I don't think they have a choice because they're almost at rock bottom.
Well, it's also the death of the brick and mortar as well.
True.
It's like you go to the Hudson Valley Mall. Remember, there used to be a Victoria's Secret up there.
There's not anymore?
I think it's closed. Yeah.
I haven't been to the mall in a long time.
I think everything up there's closed.
Pretty much, right? I mean, there's like a movie theater. Best Buy's gone now, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that pretzel place, the nail place is there. The dentist is gone.
How does the pretzel place just keep churning?
I don't know. That's a lot of profit. I mean, it's dough and salt.
Just flour, water, salt, and
I don't know what else is up there. There's a couple shoe stores up there because people still buy shoes in person, right?
Yeah. I wonder because there's something. I mean, maybe it's happening somewhere in the country right now, and I don't know about it. But there's something's going to happen where those facilities be transformed into something else.
Oh yeah.
And now if we go back like 20, 30 years down in Jersey, I mean, you went probably with me to the old it was like the Mart or something like that, and they took an old shopping mall and they just turned it into some dirty fucking like flea market from fucking Blade Runner. You remember going to that when we used to go to the powwows down in
yeah, I kind of do actually.
It was in Jersey.
I remember, yeah. I remember getting kicked out of there.
Cherry Hill. Was it in Cherry Hill? I think so.
That was my fault.
Well, what did we go do after that?
I can't remember.
Video games or something?
I can't remember. Your dad stuck by me though.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
The whole way.
It's like, no, that's the way it is.
Basically what happened is there's a supply and demand thing. Brandon's father used to make bows, right? And for kids.
Supply and demand. We sold out, and he said sell more, so for more.
So I did, and I wouldn't take fucking no for an answer, no matter how much this Karen flipped out on me.
OG Karen.
She was an OG Karen.
She's like, you can't sell it for more. It's like supply and demand.
Get out of the way. Got something to sell here.
Oh, my dad didn't give a shit.
No, I didn't.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So something's gonna happen to those malls. What it is, I can't foresee. But if you could, you could make some money.
Laser tag.
Big ass laser tag, fucking
like in Wildwood.
Apocalyptic laser tag.
Yeah.
The whole mall is just
mall.
fucking damn. You need some fucking big teams.
I had a dream years ago. I became a billionaire, and
Terminators.
I turned Sorgady's into a paintball park. All of it.
The whole thing.
The whole thing was a paintball park.
Wow.
That was funny.
That's that would be fun if you could get a lot of people to do that. There's got to be something like that out there. Maybe instead of a festival of music, it's like a paintball festival.
I'm sure there is.
And they just have fucking thousands on each team.
I had another weird dream that recently, not this week, but maybe this week before. I had a dream I got stuck inside of a dollar store, and I had to like spend the night there.
What'd you do?
That's what I was like looking around. Like, can I entertain myself for fucking 8 hours in this place? I could.
With only dollar items? Yeah, sure.
I did. I had to watch some DVDs. I think
$5 DVD player, fucking Popeye on disc.
Good to go. Fucking
So, did we get fooled? Well, let's get into some serious stuff for a couple minutes. Then we'll get back into some fun stuff because I got a lot of pop stuff to talk about, and we were just about to fall into it. But seems like everybody got fooled by Hamas yesterday with the hospital.
Hospital?
Yeah.
You know, that's what they say. I'm not there, so I don't fucking know, right? So I'm just taking people's word for it, right?
Well, I did go back and watch the videos after people were like, the hospital wasn't hit. Go look. And you go back and you watch all the videos, and it's like, yeah, the video angles are they're like fucking bad Dutch angles. Fucking so you can't see shit, you know?
Right.
And the only good angle of the fucking thing is the explosion, which is everybody has the same exact shot, and it's just like a big cloud of fire going up in the sky behind some fence. But everything that was close was just like, yeah, I don't see any buildings like that are down. It's just a parking lot and people running around. Like, so.
Well, that's just it, right? It's a war, so there goes the truth. Fucking gone out the window.
Yeah, it's called propaganda everywhere.
Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck to believe. I allegedly it was a Christian hospital that got blown. Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, so
nobody's perfect.
Yeah, somebody got blown up. Whatever. Yeah, but yeah, that situation, I don't know who to fuck to believe. It's something you got to be on the ground to know for sure, right? Now Israel said that it was a failed rocket launch, right?
Right, and there is footage that you can see. There's rockets being fired, and then all of a sudden that blast goes off. Supposedly, you know, it's all just
right. I don't know.
It's all just video coming from somewhere.
Right.
You can't, you know, to track it down. It's like, go for it. You know, if you're a real investigative journalist. That's my Popeye coming out.
I tried to get the Tor this week, you know, so I can.
What Tor?
The Tor browser, right?
Oh, so you can like go see online,
Yeah.
the dark web.
So I can go on the old dark web, right?
Barney's going on the old dark web.
I did want to know more about what the hell was going on in Gaza, right? Because I knew I wasn't going to get the fucking truth anywhere.
It's so damn tough. It's like it's all skewed because if you're looking from one side, there's two sides to look at it from.
Right.
There's very few people like that are sitting on that fence this time around.
Right.
And the fence sitters are basically being like, "Stop killing each other."
Yeah, that would be the best. I actually agree with them on this one. Stop killing
Yeah,
each other.
yeah. This is like the only fence sitting one I'm kind of
Yeah,
with.
Yeah. Stop killing each other, guys. You know.
And also, like, you know, Native Americans coming out with their dumb bullshit, like being, oh, so, you know, you're saying they have a claim to their land because their ancestors lived on it? It's like, I'm like, yeah, but they still have the land.
Wow.
We're talking about
They got it either way. I mean, they're there.
the Israeli.
Yeah, Israel got it somehow. I mean,
So you're saying the Palestinians were there first historically?
well,
Or were the Jews, or they just lived there together?
if I drop a cigarette here, and you come around fucking 2 days later and pick it up, that cigarette's yours.
Well, I understand that, but I'm saying
Israelis left,
they just left the land because they got booted.
more or less, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that was fucking 5,000 years ago.
Well,
I mean,
that's what I mean. Like that.
Here's another thing.
That's a straw man argument from like Native Americans and whatnot.
they have a better argument, but
but
again,
it's still like, yeah,
you lost.
It's war.
Yeah, it's war. It's not. You know. So I mean, the Israelis are there, and I don't know how legit their inheritance claim is or whatever, but they're there and they got guns and you can't get them off. So that's that. That one solves.
They're fucking there.
They're there.
They're there.
I wish that they would, apply a gentler hand of resolve, but they're not going to, and I don't have any say in it. I could make my opinion known that I think that maybe their response may have been not appropriate, but I'm not in Israel. I don't,
And with the we talked about last week, there were heads getting chopped off and babies' heads being chopped off and people being burnt alive. And then now they're saying most of that is bullshit as well.
How?
I don't know. I haven't seen the videos. Did you see any of the videos?
That's fucking snuff film after snuff film.
You've seen them.
I've seen a lot of videos of people dying.
Oh, all right. Well, I haven't went and looked. That reminds me of Ryan Long once again. We were talking about him last week. It's like people on X watching snuff films.
It basically is. Like, and then how do you verify this shit?
Mm-hmm.
Whose dead baby is this? Is this real? Like, what do you, that's another thing. How did this shit become legal all of a sudden? When we were kids, it was illegal. I remember like Faces of Death. I couldn't watch that shit.
Well, you could go to the video store and rent it.
You could, right?
Yeah. So it was legal.
It was legal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Somehow, some way.
Some way.
And then when YouTube was first around, you could go watch all that shit fucking on YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. It's still around. Maybe not.
Now
YouTube.
it's just on different platforms.
Different platforms.
I mean, I agree with it in some terms because, like, if you don't see the horror of war, you're not going to give a shit about the horror of war.
Welcome to America.
Show number 69.
Yeah, I would agree, I would agree. Here's something I picked up.
War, what is it good for?
No, it's about property values, developers, and how much they can get out of these wars, right? So
it's all business, man.
In Europe, there was nowhere to develop, really. You had to rip something down. That was a big pain in the ass. Go through a bunch of legal procedures in order to put something new up. But now that Ukraine's fucking half torn up, there's all the developers that want to come in, right?
Sounds like Hawaii.
Sounds like Hawaii. Now, the thing is, Israeli property is worth more than Ukraine property. There's less of it. It's in a better spot. Well, I guess it's in a better spot. It's more centralized, obviously. And it was built up more, right? So that's a lot of money in developing that because they're going to have to rebuild Gaza, right? At some point. They're going to have to move all that stuff.
Yeah, that's all like a developer's fucking dream.
Developer's dream, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're doing all this stuff. Like, we've talked about the agenda for many years because of the white papers and everything that we've been alerted to by certain people in the, conspiracy theorist fucking realm.
Yeah.
But it's like they're just doing it now, and they're pissing on your face and saying it's
not raining.
It's not raining. It's not raining. I mean, that big-ass friggin' city that they're trying to build in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And then there's like 3 other cities that are going to be with it. And then you look at Hawaii, how they're going to try and make the whole Maui a big thing.
Maui, that's a big thing.
Yeah, they're going to try and make that a smart city. And then they'll probably make all the fucking, like you're saying, Gaza Strip a smart city.
Yeah, they will.
Everything.
The thing about Saudi Arabia, it's like they have low crime.
Yeah, because nobody wants to fuck around.
Nobody wants to fuck
That's
around.
a fuck around and find out kind of place.
Yeah, it is. They have low crime. Their cities are clean. People have jobs. They have low employment. They're also a monarchy, so that's something to think about. So they're authoritarian, and they got some like archaic fucking laws there. I think women just got the right to fucking drive recently.
Women?
Yeah, they can drive there now, I think.
Hey, progress.
But, I mean, some of those Saudis are fucking filthy fucking rich, man. Like, ridiculously rich, right? Like,
have you seen the plans for that building?
Yeah, 100 miles.
Of 2 skyscrapers next to each other.
Yeah. Everybody in the country's going to live there.
Yeah. It's like a spaceship.
It is. And again, like, all right, so they've done reports about, environmental damage, right? Well, it turns out the places that produce oil don't receive that much environmental damage. Now, that's partially because they're fucking sand, right?
Mhm.
But in Saudi Arabia, what are they going to displace by putting this there? Sand? Right? So they're not there. They're not going to be ripping up the environment and killing fucking every fucking mole in the ground to put this building down.
And they don't give a fuck either.
Well, yeah, they don't. To be true. Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
They'll just be like, build it. Oh, there's an anthill. There's a nest for fucking,
I mean, it's a desert. So what really lives there?
yeah,
A couple snakes,
yeah.
reptiles,
Viper pit.
right? Some birds.
Fuck
right?
them vipers.
Camels, right?
We didn't get to talk about this last week.
What was it?
Joe Biden's brother.
Oh, yeah. On a fucking gay site with his
Yeah.
dick out. What is it with this?
Just
fucking
like his
fella?
nephew.
We're bringing back integrity to the White House. And morality.
Feels like the grown-ups are in charge.
The
They got
grown-ups are in charge.
Their dicks hanging out all over the
Everywhere.
internet.
The whole fucking family does. What the fuck is going on?
Taking showers with his daughter.
Yeah. That was so salacious that even right-wing media was like, I don't know about this one.
I don't think Fox reported on it.
No, they didn't. But it was given to who was it given to?
Who did I saw it on Salty Cracker.
It was given to somebody first. I think it was given to James O'Keefe or
Well,
Ben
the
Shapiro.
diary was given to James O'Keefe.
right, and he thought it was too good to be true. Right?
Yeah, and then he was like, it looks like a setup. I'm not, I'm
Right.
not going to report on this until I can verify
Right.
it. So then he contacts the FBI and tells him he has it. They don't want it, and
Yeah.
then they raid his ass for it.
Right.
Mhm.
After he called and said, I have it. Bullshit. Weaponized fucking judicial system.
No way.
Weaponized fucking.
I just can't believe it,
Executive
dude. And then they
office.
gagged Trump this week.
Oh, yeah.
So he can't talk bad about nobody because it hurts feelings.
I saw that bitch let some fucking terrorists go, too, this week.
Which-
Oh, and she let those cops go in Catskill.
The cops in Catskill?
With the dude that burned to death in the station.
I heard about that, yeah.
All right, so during the pandemic, some dude, probably drunk, I don't know, I didn't know him. He got arrested in Catskill. He had his shirt off. And while he's in the police station, you know how they have, like, it was during COVID, so they had alcohol everywhere, right? Or hand
To
san-
wash,
Yeah.
to wash your
And he
germs off.
covered himself in the shit, right?
In hand sanitizer.
Right. And then he started causing a ruckus, so one of them tased him, right? Which is normally non-violent, right? Non-deadly.
And he
Lethal.
fucking turned into napalm.
And he went up, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know the details of this case. I live right there. I can't believe I
You live
didn't hear
across the
about it.
street.
But so yeah, I heard there was some cops in trouble for lighting a guy on fire,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't get how that happens, but now I get it.
That's how it happened. So she let them off without much of an investigation, I guess.
Huh. Well, I mean, that's better than putting them, I guess, the cops in jail for life. They were probably just trying to detain him.
They were just trying to detain him, but the point is that the investigation that was done by the cops. There was no outside,
Right. There was just the whole fucking,
and then she just waived it. So
yeah.
they were probably innocent, right? Look, I saw the video.
I mean, cops are usually like, they're fucking, got a power trip, and they're complete, fucking into hurting people. I don't think they want to kill people. They just kill them by accident a lot
Probably.
of times.
I've never had that experience whatsoever. Like,
I think,
and I'm a criminal, so it's like I should be having this experience.
well, it's because you're white.
It could be.
Privilege.
I mean, I'm polite,
I think that has to do more with it.
know.
I think being polite has to do more with it.
I can't even say I'm polite because I'm, I say sir, no sir, shit like that.
Exactly. Treat them with a little respect, and then that's what they mainly are looking for.
I'm basically trying to form a clear line of communication between the citizen, me, and the officer. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And some of that has to do with showing a little bit of respect.
Sure, a little bit of fucking also like
I respect the
civility.
badge.
It's
Yeah.
civility.
Sure.
I say sir and fucking miss or ma'am or whatever all the time.
The last ticket I got
Doesn't even have to be to an
almost
officer.
I got pulled over for no seatbelt. I was like, I didn't know I could get pulled over for that. Like, I was by a state trooper. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, you know, you got me, whatever. I had my seatbelt on by the time I got to the car, right? And, well, he's like, well, you could fight it in the court of law. And then I was like, yeah, but then I'm calling you a liar. Are you a liar? I don't think you're a liar. He's like, what? I'm like, if I fight this in the court of law, you gave me a ticket saying I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. And then I go to the court and say, yeah, I was wearing my seatbelt. And I'm basically calling you a liar. And he's like, I never thought of it that way. And took the ticket away.
Yeah, you treat him with a little dignity and respect.
He wasn't lying. I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. I was guilty as fuck.
Well, also common sense, courtesy, just civility. That's all. Yeah.
And he let it go. You know.
I mean, I got pulled over a while back because I think I had like what looked like 2 guns sitting in the front seat of the car, and it was basically just a front tire of a motorcycle with its fork still on.
You should have got pulled. What do you mean you got pulled over for 2 guns in the front? It's America.
It looked like that, and then friggin' the next thing you know, I'm getting trailed, and then they run the plate, and I didn't have registration, so they pulled me over for the no registration.
Okay.
And then he's asking me all questions about this fucking thing in the front seat, and I'm just like, it's just a bike tire with some fucking the shocks on it. He's like, oh, all right, well, you know, I pulled you over for registration. Have a nice evening. And he didn't give me a ticket.
Oh.
He said, get it fixed.
Get it fixed, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Clerical error. Oh, man. I
or not registration. It was the, not the registration, sorry. The inspection. If it was registration, it might have been different.
Maybe. That sometimes either one can expire, now you know it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Though I'm not sure if registration expires. It probably does. You probably got to re-register your car every so often.
Every 2 years, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Shit, surprised I haven't got pulled over for that one more.
I don't know. I'd have to look up. But anyhow, so yeah, the officers, this woman let them off the hook in Catskill.
Yep.
But
the one that's charging Trump in the city.
Mm-hmm. With the stuff for what the fuck is the charges?
Something about
fraud?
business dealings, yeah. Which, I mean, Trump, I knew you were kind of corrupt in business-wise somehow. I mean, you don't become a billionaire without a little bit of...
Well, that goes to my theory. Not even a theory. It's just like a fucking fact of life when you're talking to somebody that's on the left and you're like, has any U.S. president ever been charged with crimes before? You know, they'll have to say no. You know,
crimes?
Well, maybe if we go back a little further, but modern day presidents, no.
I don't think if you go back any further.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Grant got a speeding ticket on a horse, right?
So, anyways, you might know a little more than that than me, but in our lifetime, no.
No.
And it's like, and why is that?
Well, speeding tickets.
Because they were a protected class.
They were a protected class, right?
And then all of a sudden,
well, Trump's weaponizing the Department of Justice, bro. You know, so you got to arrest him. It's like, what the fuck?
That's what I mean, though. I'm like, you believe when you're talking to one of these fucking knuckleheads with TDS and are fucking just gone when it comes to fucking reality, be like, so you believe that, like, most presidents didn't, were just clean as a whistle and didn't do nothing illegal. What are they gonna? They're gonna say, "Oh, well, for the most part, yeah, they didn't do anything bad," And it's like, you fucking really are a naive moron. It's like,
I think they all did.
I mean, we got fucking the Bushes, we got even Ronnie and the fucking, doing Iran Contra. Fucking, it's like so much illegal shit was done over our lifetimes.
Ronnie was a snitch too.
Well, I don't care about any of the details. I just want to say, why do you think he's being charged?
Because they're targeting him.
Because they don't like him.
Right.
Yeah, he ain't doing something they want.
Right. Everybody I'm against is against him for some reason.
But they're pretending like, nope, it's only because he's the only bad man that ever existed in existence.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, TDS is strong.
Well, that's what I felt like the whole 4 years he was president, and people being like, he's got kids in cages. He started global warming.
He invented evil.
It's all his fault.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, it was thanks Obama on fucking steroids with Trump. Like, holy fuck. And like, there's even people in his own party that hate him, and I'm like, I don't like those people either, so.
I just felt like it was completely, and it still is. The TDS is just fucking so powerful.
Oh, yeah, it's overwhelming. Yeah.
So powerful.
It's still going on.
I seen it the other day. Somebody fucking... DC Drano posted a video. He's like, you can't get through to these people.
No, there's no fucking way.
He was like, you can't seriously tell me the country's in a better place now than it was when Trump was president.
It's not even close.
And the woman goes, it totally is in a better place. We're still cleaning up all his messes he made and everything that he did. And it's just like, what the fuck, dude?
Wow.
They're just
spiraling.
They're
right?
willing to stand there on a spiraling toilet and just be like, everything's fine.
I know a lot of people don't care about inflation, but that's real.
Did you see the video from the dude in the what the fuck? He was in Sam's Club, and he had video from last
year,
and then this year.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, they're telling you what are the numbers? They're telling you like 8% or something like that. No, it's like 120% inflation.
Shit's more than doubled.
Yeah.
Right. Now I know Canada is reporting like 30 some odd percent. This is the whole Western world has this inflation problem right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way out of that except killing people. There isn't.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, how else are you gonna get out of it? It's like you're gonna owe China money, right? Are you gonna pay them or are you gonna blow them up? I think the plan's been blowing them up all the time. Fuck you, we're not paying you. Fuck you, come get it.
They're going to collapse, supposedly.
Yeah, I've been waiting for it for weeks now.
You think it's going to go down soon? Or you?
That's where the reports are, right? That they have a serious housing crisis over there, like big, huge bubble. Everything's fucking falling apart. The tofu construction, right?
Tofu construction, yeah, all the bridges and all that friggin' stuff they built overnight.
Right.
It's just fucking crumbling.
People are starting to complain about, the actual Chinese people are starting to complain about the white monkey jobs. So white monkey jobs in China are just jobs that are given to foreigners. For prestige or whatever, right? And
for prestige? What do you mean? It's like...
So you're a Chinese company and you got a black guy. Where'd you get the black guy? It's like a prestige thing. Or a white guy, whatever it is. Non-Chinese person.
It's kind of like what they do here with the fucking... You're hiring diverse fucking workforce.
Kind of, but there's a different... There's like an appeal to it of like... what's the word I'm looking for? Something that is got a mystique to it.
So it's not like here where it's... Yeah, people are trying to be like... virtue signal.
Exotic.
Yeah.
No, it's not like here.
Here's virtue signal, like we care, and this is we're more evolved than you. Over there, it's just like, look at this tiger we got.
Kinda, yeah.
we got ourselves an albino tiger,
and it's been on both sides of the spectrum. Like some of the jobs are like kind of like good jobs, and like you're meant to make the company look prestigious and like, you know, it gives you good self-esteem if you get the job or whatever, and some of them are humiliating. Right But they're all racist. Yeah, I'm hoping China collapse soon. Jesus, they're gonna get involved in Myanmar. I don't care what anybody says. Why wouldn't they get involved in Myanmar? There's unrest there, violence all the time. They're a permanent member of the UN Security Council and they're right there. So even like, that's another one that the UN hasn't been called in on. Like to say they haven't been called into Gaza yet, even though there was a terrorist attack. I find that unusual.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
I mean, anywhere else they'd be fucking there, right? If this was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm hoping China collapse soon. I'm just sick of China. All their bullshit. I don't think they don't have any friends. Their closest friends is North Korea. I don't think likes them that much.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason they got friends is because they're giving them money. They're not friends.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't necessarily say that with North Korea because they lost over 1 million people fighting for it. So,
But
a lot of Chinese died in North Korea, and like some of the like grunt counts on that, like unfucking believable, right? So like those kill counts that those grunts, American grunts, had during the Korean War are insane. They don't even know. There's just guys on hills with machine gun mowing down wave after wave, pissing on the barrels so that it cools down, so they don't get overrun.
Jesus.
I mean, it's pretty bad. You've seen Hamburger Hill, right?
I've seen a couple of those, yeah, where, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I haven't seen a Hamburger Hill in a while, but I've heard of the stories. Yeah, you got to piss on the barrel of the
Yeah,
fucking
their
gun.
kill counts of some of those gunners were ridiculous. I mean, we're talking like, what used to be solely, fighter pilots used to get a lot of kills, right? Particularly in World War One, some of those guys, they had 90 kills or whatever. I'm not sure how many had the Red Baron had. And by World War II, that pretty much went away, except on the Eastern Front, because the Russians weren't that great at pilots. So some of the Germans, the one German guy did have like 80 kills or something. But since then, and the other guy was Goering, right? Hermann Goering, who was like third in command of Nazis. He was the Red Baron's wingmate, so he had a lot of kills too. But yeah, if you look at those statistics, like during the American-Korean War, it's like the grunt kills go up dramatically to like hundreds of thousands. It's like, this guy killed 200 people? Holy shit. He's like, we're trying to kill him?
Oh, man. Fortified position.
Yeah.
I tell that to people every time we start talking about video games. I was like, yeah, reminds me of Call of Duty. Me and Barney would just lock down one particular area and just fucking rack up kills. We'd be like sitting on one of my favorites was that World at War, and there's the one middle staircase room, and we just you'd sit on top of the stair with the shotgun.
That was awesome.
I'd just be watching the door.
They keep coming in.
Blam, blam, blam. Oh man, it's like beating a fucking hive of bees, and they only got fucking one way to come in.
So speaking of Call of Duty, there was a. All right, so there's this user, I forget his fucking name, Call of Duty guy, big on like Instagram or some shit or TikTok, and he would make videos, mostly having to do with Call of Duty, and in a Reddit post, he got accused of pedophilia, and there was alleged proof, but the proof was really weak, and turns out that he didn't do any of this. He ended up killing himself because of all the fucking pressure. That was stupid, right? And the people that, tried to expose him or whatever, said that they were exposing him, they lied about it.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're sorry, and nothing's happened to them, right? They haven't been arrested or anything.
Well, I mean, there's got to be some type, I think, because that's not just defamation, that's a fucking attack on someone's freedom.
Mm-hmm.
See, there's like gray areas. I just don't know how to parse the fucking things. Like there's a case back, I don't know, going probably almost 10 years now on Facebook where a girl told the boyfriend, just go kill yourself. And he did.
Yes.
And she got arrested. And I was like, that's on the dude. It ain't on fucking her.
Well, that's true.
That's sure, she's a complete fucking piece
Asshole.
of human trash.
Yes.
But the dude, she didn't put the gun to his fucking head.
Right.
And he killed himself. So when it comes to the other one, it's very similar, but not. That was just somebody minding their own business and got attacked.
Well, here's what happened.
They didn't have a.
So the whole story is the girl, right, who was underage. Now, whoever the user's name, I can't remember his name. I want to say it's like Inquisitor or something. He had minors do not contact me on this thing. There's some kind of abbreviation that the millennials know.
Okay. Yeah, it's some internet fucking thing.
Yeah, some internet thing. And this girl was underage, and she contacted him, and he was basically like, don't contact me. All right? And this was all public, right? He's like, you DM'd me, don't DM me without asking first. Just don't contact me. I'm not interested in getting to know you, all this shit. And so then she had wrote him back and said, like, oh, well, I'm a really good editor. I'm not a kid. I lied about that. I just want to see how you would react to make sure you're a good person or whatever. And so she edits a lot of videos for him. She tells her boyfriend that this guy's been hitting on her. And when he actually looked into the case, he wasn't hitting on her. He was just, thanking her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I did see, like, what she allegedly said exposed him. And it was just like, it's so out of context.
It was like him trying to. This is what she said. He was hitting on her. About.
Right, but he says, oh my God, I love you. I'm gonna marry you for real.
Yeah, that could just be a stupid.
Yeah.
Like you could say that to
I think I've said
a
that to my
dude.
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I'm gonna marry you, man. You fucking you really pulled through this time.
It was that kind of thing.
So it was that was it. Probably
that
one
was-
isolated incident, and she used that against him
Right.
for whatever reason.
She as if it was actually exposure or something. I was like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? And then, her boyfriend was like, I wanted a little bit better proof than that, but she went and did it, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. He's also known in the Call of Duty community online, right? It's like Ghost Killer or some shit. I don't know.
That sucks. That really sucks for that guy. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many cases like that
Mm-hmm.
where women are falsely accuse somebody and they go and kill themselves, and it's like, well, now what?
Now what?
Now what? And I'm sure it goes the other way as well. But it seems to me when you falsely accuse somebody, that's more than just being like, go kill yourself, and they do it. That seems like there's definitely.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely more.
Mm-hmm.
It's defamation, right?
It's some type of
Here's what I wondered about defamation.
attack on your, well, whatever.
I've never been aware of anybody else with my name, right? But I'm sure there's somebody out there.
Mm-hmm.
What if they go do something? Right? If they get in trouble, they do something fucked up. Then I start losing jobs or whatever opportunities just based because, they Google search the name or whatever.
Right. I don't know.
Can I sue that guy for defamation?
Maybe you could sue Google.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Brandon. I mean, obviously it would be a case of wrong identity.
Right.
Mistaken identity. I don't know.
Just Google it.
Google. Give it a Google.
Just give it a Google it. Well, let's see what else we have in the news for this week.
Jordan tells Palestine, fuck your fucking refugees.
Jordan tells Palestine,
Fuck your refugees.
we don't want them.
We don't want them.
We don't want them. We don't need them. I think a lot of places have been saying that.
Yeah.
You had told me, who else? The Prince of...
That was the King of Jordan said that.
Okay. Fuck you. We don't need them.
We don't need them. We're with you, but we don't need your refugees.
Egypt, more or
Egypt.
less, too.
Right now, there's a double counterbalance to this thing, right? A, this is some shit that Hamas started. B, Hamas is a political group, right? I don't understand what they're all about. But allegedly on their charter, it says death to Israel, right? Or something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
And this gets down to like how responsible are the people in Gaza for Hamas and what they do, and should they be held personally accountable? Apparently, Israel seems to think so.
Right. They're like, you elected them.
Yeah,
It's like, well, yeah, but was it at gunpoint or was it,
exactly. That's what you got to question, because Israelis just say they're that horrible that they would do something like that. Did they? Did they do it at gunpoint? Like, who knows?
plenty of people out there saying that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, free and fair elections. Okay, well, how are you going to fucking vote when somebody hands you a ballot and says fucking do this with a gun
Right.
to you,
Right.
to your head and your whole family?
Exactly. You're going to vote how they want you to.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, shit.
So, how about Sarah Huckabee Sanders?
What'd she do?
Arkansas. Chinese state-owned companies must sell all their American
Oh, yeah.
land.
That's great. That's awesome.
You're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, she said no Chinese nationals can own anything.
They're done.
You're
Yeah,
done.
get your fucking
Get your shit out of here.
Get your dirty paws off of our fucking
Yeah.
beautiful
Land.
God-loving land.
Yeah, basically. You know,
And Arkansas is hardcore, man. And you can't even drink in some of them counties.
I'm sure you
It's
can.
still dry as fuck. I just when me and Jack went through there last year, I was a little pissed off about that. I was like, "Fuck, I can't even get a few beers, man." Fuck.
I've only been in Arkansas like seconds or whatever, minutes or whatever.
No, we stayed a night or two there, I think. But I think, hey, Sarah,
Good for her.
good for you.
I
Way to
thought-
fucking pull off like something that hopefully starts setting some trends.
They're from Arkansas?
Uh,
Is the dad from Arkansas as well?
I got the wrong state.
I don't know. It is Arkansas. Arkansas did that.
Yeah. Nope, that's where she's the governor.
There's other states considering it. I think Nebraska, right? Good for that.
I fucking A, man. That sounds like a way to go for me.
Sure. I mean, remember in the 80s when everyone was worried about the Japanese buying everything up? There were similar talks about the Chinese have been doing this for fucking like 15 years now, and nobody's done shit about it. I mean, they got police stations in New York City, for Christ's sakes. What the fuck?
Not good. Not good at
Spy
all.
stations in Cuba? This ain't good. What the fuck, Cuba? Get it together.
So what's up with Jim Jordan? He can't get those votes.
Yeah.
He's having trouble with a couple of fucking rhinos.
Yep. And this is how bad it is. I don't know. Who's the temporary speaker? The guy with the bow tie?
I forget what his name is.
He's a fucking douche.
He's a moron.
He's a goddamn scumbag. I was listening to the counts today,
He's definitely a little McCarthy-ass licker.
and it was funny the way that he announced some of the people. And I didn't see all of them, but I saw a fair number, right, of him reading the votes back. And before everybody's name, he was saying honorable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not exactly sure.
If everyone has that
Yes.
distinguished
Yes.
fucking title.
Yes. But I noticed that he only said Lee Zeldin, right? Who was one of the most, outspoken Trump supporters in Congress.
Okay.
He's also from New York. He ran for governor here. I voted for him.
I did too.
Save our
We'd
state,
be
man.
way better off if he was the
Oh,
governor.
fuck it, eh? We would have never gone through all this bullshit we just went through. But yeah, he didn't say honorable, and I was like, the guy's been there more than twice, right? He's been there like 4 years now at least. So he's not, maybe he's a sophomore, but he's definitely not a freshman fucking congressman. So I don't even know if they have that distinguished there like the Senate does.
So you're just wondering if he did it out of being
Yeah.
a little fucking
Yeah,
tit for tat, or
Yep.
if there's an actual process for that.
that's what I was wondering. It made me wonder because it was
If anybody knows, tell us in the comments.
all two of you awakening wonders out there.
Awakening wonders. The Russell Brand fucking
Yeah.
shit. Oh my God.
Is he cease and desist yet?
Russell?
Yeah, he got a letter from. Well, no, the Rumble and YouTube got a letter saying they want from the UK government saying they want him shut down.
Yeah, I mean it's on right now. They're trying to shut down everybody.
And EU's after Musk trying to tell him to.
Musk and Rumble and who else?
Canada's fucking
Joe. They're going after Spotify and Joe.
Oh yeah, and Canada's censoring podcasts for some reason.
Yeah, Joe was talking about that as well.
Fuck
It's like,
Canada.
what don't you get? What don't you get about this coordinated effort that's going on? Has nothing to do with your fucking fake reality that you're listening to on MSNBC. It has to do with people wanting a different point of view, and we're being fucking systematically shut down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you could talk to all the knuckleheads on the hive mind, and they're like, no, it's because you're a fucking racist bigot.
Right. Well, that's just
You're
words they
spreading
say.
misinformation.
I mean, they don't have any substance, right? Like,
Well, that's all they can say. Yeah, because if you were to have a regular discussion and they could keep control of their emotions, they'd find a few things out. And if they didn't have cognitive dissonance, they might fucking have a open mind to say, wait a second, yeah, something don't smell right around
right.
here.
When you call it emotional thinking, it's fucking
It's you're just emotional urine.
yeah,
Piss.
piss. can't be reasoned with.
Oh God.
You know, but they keep saying this shit, and then they keep like eventually learning the hard way. And I mean, look what they're building the wall now. Like, what the fuck?
I don't even engage with a lot of people that we're all on the TDS side. I don't want to mention names, but so many people that are like even close friends to, around our circle of our tight, friends that we hang out with, and then there's like the people around there that have, the American dream life. They got the families and the kids, but they're just fucking completely insane. And you just don't want to be like, so what about the wall now?
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Because you don't want to hear the bullshit excuse.
Right. Well, Trump let too many people in. Like, holy shit, dude. It's fucking endless.
They like bend around like fucking
Yeah.
in pretzels to come out the other side with, but I'm still right. I'm still right.
You know, I remember
I'm still the smartest.
when Trump, the economy turned around, right? And
Nobody wanted to believe
everyone was saying, "Oh, it's just Obama's."
It's Obama.
Well, how come he was saying that exact opposite, that the economy was going to go their way? If
Right.
this is just
Nobody can
Obama?
bring jobs back
Right.
above
We do-
3.2%
it's
or
in
whatever
our,
it
it's
was.
in our intro.
He gave the fucking, it's in the intro. He gave the fucking metric, and Donald Trump fucking made it go above what
Right.
he said it couldn't go above because
Right.
he ain't got no magic wand.
Right. And they were claiming that's like, and I started saying, it's just George Washington's economy, right? It's just carried over from George Washington's economy. That's all that's going on. It's like, how fucking far back does this go? This was like 2 years into his presidency, right?
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, how far back can we fucking dig to justify
It's
our
just
bad
King
decisions?
George's economy, really.
It's really all just King George's. It's just his trickle down effect.
Trickle down there. The Dutch East Indian Company really set this up, and what the fuck?
And they could do that for anything that's either going right or going wrong
Sure.
for whoever.
For whoever. It just keeps going. It's excuses. Haiti? We in Haiti yet?
I don't think so.
Mongolia's going to Haiti. I saw that. I was like, really? Mongolia?
The coalition that they're getting together?
Coalition, Mongolia. Quite awesome. Don't fuck with the Mongolians, man. They had a big empire, the biggest empire.
I just watched a bunch of a couple documentaries on Ivan the Terrible, and then I watched the movie about him from 1945 that I think Stalin commissioned, if I'm not mistaken.
They
But
probably hated him.
no, he wanted to glorify him and bring back
authoritarianism.
to bring back that type of. But he wanted it to be a softer version of the guy, supposedly. I don't know. There's
Right.
the historians are like, oh yeah, Stalin commissioned, and he wanted to bring Ivan back and show him as a compassionate, less terrible man, but he was kind of burdened by his power. So everybody would probably watch that and then feel some compassion for Stalin.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie was good. And, that got into their war with the friggin' Khans and stuff like that. And Asia fucking, that must have been leftovers from the Ming Dynasty, right? Or I mean the Mongol Dynasty.
What was leftovers?
All those friggin' people on the outskirts of Russia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been. I mean, a lot of those places didn't have a lot of contact with anybody, really. I mean, I guess the terrain isn't that accommodating, right? Like Uzbekistan, you're talking about, like little countries that are in Central Asia, don't really play much of a role in world politics. They're not big tourist spots. They do have old shit, right? But yeah, they're not, they're not in the way of anything. They're just kind of there. There's no real need to like go there unless you're going to like China from Europe. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which it's just easier to sail or fly now, right?
But yeah, that was some cool. The movie was really cool. It was like 3 hours though, or something plus.
I know that like part of the Russian expansion into Siberia was just like the Russians being like, "Yeah, other people exist. Do you want to join us? Cool."
Yeah, we don't really. It's fucking cold.
It's cold.
Don't really want to come over there, but if we'll say hi.
Say hi.
You
Just
wanna,
join us.
Just
Sure.
yeah, be part of the nation.
Yeah.
But
And they're like, "What? Yeah, sure." People just totally out of contact with the world for like. There's still that going on over there, right? There's still people in Siberia that haven't seen anybody else in fucking 10 years.
and they could give a fuck less.
Yes. There's
Yeah.
no way to tame that fucking land. It's huge.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think here. That I was going to talk about that movie a little bit, but fuck it. It's just a great movie. If you got 3 hours to fucking watch, go watch Ivan the Terrible from I think it was 40 maybe.
Let's see what I watched this week. I watched the thing about Guns N' Roses.
Oh, on a side note, how I got to that movie before you get to your Guns N' Roses. I got to it by watching a RoboCop fucking thing where Peter Weller says that his mime coach, who was helping him figure out how to do the robot moves, told him to go watch that movie because of the main actor, who was a opera stage dancer.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, just watch that guy and let that inform you on how to move in the RoboCop suit. So, okay. To Guns N' Roses.
Oh, hold on. Here's something I learned today. RoboCop, Lost Boys, Full Metal Jacket, and some Arnold film. I can't remember what it was. We're all out at the same time.
Total Recall.
Were they?
Probably Total Recall.
They were all out at the same time. I was like, damn, that was a good week in fucking theater.
Good week in movie making.
Yeah, I would have went to all four of them.
GNR.
GNR. So I GNR is a band that was popular when I was in junior high, right?
That's when they first started getting big.
Yeah, they weren't, it was kind of like a thing like, oh my God, everybody knows a fucking Guns N' Roses fan all of a sudden. So I just wasn't,
Everybody went from Metallica
Yeah.
and fucking
I wasn't really into that kind of music anyway.
right to GNR.
But, over time I've learned to accept GNR as talented musicians and all that shit.
Mhm.
But what I didn't know is that they were pretty much done right before they broke. So
They were going to break up before they broke?
no. So what happened is I can't remember the label. I think it's Geffen. They got signed to
Mhm.
Geffen by one guy who just kept insisting to sign them. He kept going back, and finally he made a thing with David Geffen. He was like, "Listen, I think this band's gonna be the next big thing. Give them some money. Take it out of my salary if you have to, but give them some money." So David Geffen said, "All right, I'm going to give them $75,000 to cut an album." So they made Appetite for Destruction for $75,000.
Nice.
And it was out for 7 months, and they toured behind it, and it didn't really do anything, right? It did well enough that they thought they could make money off them potentially next time, but they weren't going to make anything off it. They were willing to take the loss. And they were willing to give GNR more money, just not as much, right, to make a second album. And they were starting to make, arrangements for the studio. And finally, their representative at Geffen was like, "Hey, like, I don't think this album's done yet, right? I don't think it got the exposure that it wanted. They had problems with the artwork early on, and distributors didn't like the artwork for some reason. So they had to change the album cover. And so he went to David Geffen, and he said, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to call MTV and ask them to play Welcome to the Jungle." And David Geffen was like, "I can't do that." He's like, "Come on, just do it this one time, right? And if it works, it's going to pay off. I still have faith in this band, yada, yada, yada." And David Geffen's like, "No, I want you guys to go into the studio and
Start cutting new out.
cutting a new album, right? That's what I really want." And he was like, "Okay, I'll do that. I'll set up the studio time. But you have to call MTV and ask them to play it." So he did, and MTV agreed to play it on like Sunday morning at 2:00, like their worst slot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it fucking worked. now we know of Guns N' Roses, right?
That's how it works, man. Sometimes, it's just that one person believing in the fucking project,
Right.
and they don't give a fuck about what anybody else says. Even the people that are in, the creators of the fucking
Well,
material.
that's exactly. So GNR, so they had a party, right, to like watch their video, and they were getting ready to go in the studio next week, and so GNR themselves, they were all about.
They're like, okay, we got on MTV. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's time to start the new album.
Yeah, they're all excited to start the new album, and all of a sudden, Welcome to the Jungle goes crazy, right? And now they have to go back on tour, support this
They're
album.
like, hold on a second.
Right, so they change all their plans.
Pump the brakes.
I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that about Guns N' Roses, right? I kind of figured. I always thought like they were in that previous band, LA Guns, right? Well, at least half the guys were.
I know at least Axel was, yeah.
Right. And
with Tracy Guns.
With Tracy Guns, right? So I kind of thought they were known.
Right. They had like at least some type of following.
Some type of following, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize that they were like.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Right. I didn't realize nobody gave a fuck. Right. Because I remember just all of a sudden they were everywhere, and everybody was trying to get me to listen to them. And I was like, Depeche Mode. Whatever.
Yeah.
But eventually, I came around.
I mean, I didn't love them right out the gate, but they grew on me pretty quickly. And that first album, to me, is like White Zombie's first album. The best of the whole catalog.
Right.
It's like those, the first shot's the best shot.
Usually, right?
And then something that happens where they change their way they're making their music, and it's just not as good as that original raw sound.
And I watched a documentary on emo, which is a style of rock that I'm not really that much into.
Ugh, why'd you watch that?
I was just curious about it. I've watched all the other ones.
Did it make you depressed?
No. I was kind of surprised. All I knew about emo is that, or at least what I thought I knew about emo is that it started in Washington, D.C. in the 80s as a derivative of the punk and the hardcore scene, right? And I guess it has 3 different phases. That's the first phase, right?
Throw up phase?
Throw up? Yeah. Well, here's the funny part.
I cannot stand that fucking sound.
It depends, really, because, like, all right, so I can't remember what the fucking first band that they retroly labeled right?
Emo,
right?
yeah.
They're retroly labeled. But they're the band before Fugazi.
Not the same members.
Same members.
Palehead?
Something for Spring or something?
Hmm.
Some of the guys went to Fugazi.
Maybe Palehead was after Fugazi. No, I think Palehead was before. Hard saying. I can't remember.
Anyway,
it had like E. McKay in it and shit.
I'm not sure who was in the
right.
original band, but I know that some of the members went to Fugazi. And I thought about it for a second. I was like, that kind of makes sense because Fugazi has all the elements minus the whining and complaining.
Yeah, I guess you could say Fugazi's kind of like a hybrid of punk metal or something. Punk, no, not metal, but punk.
Hardcore? I don't know.
I guess you could say hardcore. Maybe not, though. I mean, no, I don't know.
Speaking of hardcore, congratulations to Julie and Paul Bearer for getting married.
Congratulations.
Paul Bearer is from some hardcore band, some terror.
Is hardcore band the one with like the Cookie Monster fucking vocals?
I think so.
Yeah, that's why I can't.
I
can't say Fugazi's like Cookie Monster.
No,
that's why I said it's more like metal vocals because it was like
they were like
kind of more like Metallica punk, Metallica fucking,
right. And so then the next thing is like Sunny Day Real Estate. Who comes out during the grunge thing, right?
Right before Green Day, I think.
I think you're right. And Green Day becomes punk. But then it ends with like the quintessential emo band is My Chemical Romance, which is a band I can't really stand, right? Yeah, I'm not a big not a big fan of My Chemical. Another bands that they mentioned tonight, Death Cab for Cutie, which does have a song or two I like.
They're called emo.
I guess so.
I could see how they could be considered emo. I haven't heard any of their songs that I consider emo. To me, their songs are just more like art rock, art. You could some type of art, fucking college rock.
Another one was, and this one was kind of interesting because I remember like seeing them around. Take Back Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there was another band in the area at the same time. We're talking about like Long Island, Northern Jersey, Catskills, and they had some kind of beef where they would do back and forth diss tracks that almost ruined emo, I guess. I fucking
Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ.
But it was interesting nonetheless.
I guess anything can be interesting.
I mean, it's part of rock. I wasn't into it, but
I can't stand it.
But that's just it.
It's like here's you chop half the track. You chop the track in half of every emo song. You got half a good track. The other part where they're whining, just toss it out.
I mean, I don't even really like the guitar work half the time. Some of it's interesting, right? Like,
I mean, was Blink 182 considered emo?
No.
I would consider them emo.
They're of the same time, right? Yeah, but no.
They're whiny, and then it goes into a fucking chorus.
It was like My Chemical Romance, Jimmy Eats World.
Uh-huh. What's Blink probably considered then? Punk? Just punk?
Yeah, proto-punk.
Oh, God.
Real punk happened in the 70s and early 80s.
Well, I mean, I watched a documentary on industrial music. And that was pretty fucking cool. I watched that, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. A pretty thorough one. One of the only ones where I was like, holy shit, they're getting everybody and then some. Motherfuckers I don't even know. And, of course, they went back to Einstrauss and Nubat and then fucking, even before them, some cats messing with electronics. And
Throbbing Grizzle.
Yeah, exactly. Throbbing Grizzles.
All these bands that were out way before when I was a little kid, didn't know anything about them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was older.
And then it got into like the second wave with like fucking Ministry, Front 242, and fucking maybe even stuff before that. I'm forgetting.
I see Front 242 often quoted as the first cyberpunk band, which I could get sometimes.
Yeah, maybe. Mm-hmm. But that was a great documentary, and definitely was.
Remember the name of it?
I could probably find it,
but it's not that important.
No, it's a good one though, and I would recommend it.
Last one on industrial I watched was How Industrial Became Pop Before Nine Inch Nails.
Oh yeah, it had 9 Inch Nails in there.
Yeah, they kind of ruined it, huh?
Well, it goes with everything that they say is cool, and then once it becomes mainstream, it's not cool anymore. It's like, what happened? It's been corporatized.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson's second album, I think, ruined it.
So, I think that's like where we are in society, though, as well, as far as
what? Where are we at in society? Lay it down.
With people's fucking, constant digging for a new way to be identified.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that's in the mainstream now, so I got to come up with a new fucking way to be identified. Because just being a friggin' gay
or Nazi
Jew Nazi.
Yeah, that's so common anymore.
Fucking with with
Nazi went too mainstream, really.
Being a friggin' rainbow-haired clown Muslim. That's
doesn't exist, but okay.
No, there's some bad, cross-dressing Muslims.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. It's just not
Have
enough.
you ever been to a mosque?
Everybody's doing it now, so I better come up with something even crazier.
Right.
That's where like societies went into on the left, and I think it's similar to like what you were talking about, where or what we all grew up with, where it's like you don't want to be part of the culture
I didn't
that
want to
everybody knows about.
GNR. No, I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's the way I feel about Stephen King.
Fuck Stephen King.
Well, I always kind of figured I'm going to hear about it anyway. I don't have to read the book. Someone's going to tell me they're going to make a shitty movie about it or something.
Goddamn water cooler.
I'll read something else. Right. I don't have to read Stephen King. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it is.
I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to talk about the Tommy Knockers.
Fucking. Yeah, Stephen King was everywhere, so I just didn't involve myself.
But yeah, it's a I guess a Western pattern of thought, to be like, oh, I need to be cooler than you, so I need to figure out the way to position myself into being part of this subset of things you don't even know about yet because it's so far ahead of you.
Right. I mean, and you could watch that evolution from the beatniks, right? They wore all black like it was a funeral when that was not in style. And, they wore different clothes, that were more European based than American clothes, right?
Part of like just an elitist thought fucking style.
And then that turns into hippies eventually and long hair. Nobody had long hair in a long time, right? Hundreds of years. And all the clothes that they wore, right? The bell bottoms and the loud clothes. That was shocking at the time, right? And it's like the shock value that they just have to like keep aesthetically beating until one time you just become insane eventually, right?
And that's why, people are
from
like
Alice Cooper, right, which had a shock value, and Kiss, that
David Bowie.
David Bowie had the dramatist thing going on. Even Twisted Sister, right?
And now you got people chopping their noses off, fucking getting tattooed all black in their eyes, and they're trying to be aliens.
Yeah, and the envelope just keeps getting pushed further to like
you've become insane.
Yeah, exactly.
Culture's insane.
Yeah,
you have no fucking morals.
Well, I remember like thinking like at one point in like the mid '90s that like dressing like you're going to church was like the new punk. Right, because everybody else was dressing
right
that way. So, that was also around like when the electronic scene started to get momentum, right, and trip hop.
Yeah, dressing with some fucking decorum.
Yeah, with some dignity for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say I ever got into that trend. Although I do like having a suit on every now and then. It feels good. Like
it feels good.
You got your occasions where that happens. You get some dressed up in some nice clothes.
Yeah.
If that was probably more of our culture in general, like it was back in the 50s and 30s, 40s, we'd probably be better off.
Well, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
People getting up in the morning and caring about what they're doing.
Actually caring about yourself. I mean, we have a mental health problem in this country that's insane. It's ridiculous. It's gone so bad.
I mean, the gun control issues.
I started watching some video and some girls like going, and I'm neurodivergent. Who the fuck cares? Why are you telling me that? What's it got to do with the fucking video? Like, I know it's about as far as I watched that video. But why do I need that information to watch the video?
Yeah. It's just the trigger warning before the fucking video.
I don't even know what the fuck neurodivergent means.
The what?
I don't know what neurodivergent really means.
Neurodivergent? I don't know. They're fucking...
Their brain don't work? Is that what... It diverts? What do you mean?
It's, yeah, I guess they're just saying they can't hold on to a fucking thought.
That comes with pot, fucking... No, it scientifically does that, like, you have these misfires in your brain the more pot you smoke with no information behind it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
69, bro.
All right.
Fucking episode 69.
Oh,
I wanted to talk about the
war in Yemen.
No, not the fucking war.
Nobody wants to talk about the war in Yemen.
Well, we were just talking about culture, yeah, and there was something I wanted to bring, and you made me go neurodivergent. You fuck.
Oh.
Now I'm neurodivergent.
Rewind the tape.
That would be good to have a little 10-second rewinder 20-second reminder. But maybe it had to do with oh yeah, it had to do with the mental health crisis and like how when we were kids you could buy a fucking gun in a magazine
Yeah.
and have it sent to the house.
Yeah. Yeah, we could.
It's because we knew killing people was bad.
Yeah.
Now mental health crisis is like you know, you're just trying to keep kids from cracking all over the place because they're being treated like shit and ignored, or fucking their parents are trash because they grew up fucking with poor,
Right.
you know, economics fucking beating everybody down.
Yeah.
Leads to more mental health. And
Sure.
then while we're at it, while things are getting worse, let's get rid of mental health fucking institutions and just
Reagan.
replace it with jail.
Yeah.
And then it's now with fucking the left being like, well, we don't want people in jail. Let's just set them free on bond, cash, fucking bail.
No.
It's like, well, what do you expect is going to happen when you have just a nation of fucking people that are, you know, crazy? Not everybody. There's a good amount of people with morals and fucking some type of, you know, morals, I guess.
Yeah,
just
it's morals.
Just
Social
simple
responsibility.
Yeah. But then you got like who knows how many that have just been raised with like complete lack of fucking empathy or fucking
right.
No fucking human like emotions because nobody's had time to sit down and talk with them, or fucking they just have been left by society.
Yeah, forgotten about.
Yeah. Whereas back in the day, there was all these things, all these nets to catch
Right.
that.
That's like the Bill Burr joke, and he's going on about. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, you know, the guy that was screaming at the tree, you know, he had some guys come in a white van, and they would say, "Hey, buddy, how are you? Put this shirt on, the long sleeves. Do us a favor." Where am I going?
Yeah, they didn't come up and drop off a fucking tent and fucking a bunch
No.
of food and be like, "Best of luck,
Best
pal."
no, they've got you help. You went and saw a professional. Now, granted, not all those places were actually
Yeah, they weren't the best places to live in.
right. There was some abuse happening in those places. There wasn't enough oversight. So there was flaws in that system, but nonetheless, there was some kind of security thing. I mean, think about all the shit. They have a truant officer now
Where?
in Saugerties. They did when we were kids.
I think they have just straight up police there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We had a truant officer.
Yeah.
There's no truant officer. There was a dog catcher that used to go around, I remember.
Right. Now it's just military.
Yeah.
They're going out there shooting dogs with
shoot.
guns.
We used to have a dog catcher. He had a little van. He'd come around, get your dog, bring it back if you know, whatever.
Now they just got the SEAL team going around killing dogs. Slit
Clear,
their throats
clear,
at night.
clear. All right, he went for the bone. He
Get
went
the
for the bone.
gravy. Get the gravy.
There you go. There you go.
No, I mean, yeah, things have gotten replaced
Yes.
by stuff that's much more it's just expansive in their government reach.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't collect rainwater in this state.
Yeah, I know they say that you can't do that, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people just say suck it.
A lot of people say suck it, but there's a lot of people who've gotten busted for it by accident. Just like, oh, I dug this ditch in my yard, you know, because I'm going to put this thing, and then it rains and fucking.
Why is that's why the Hochul's got to go.
Yeah, she's got to go.
Got to go.
Because she's full of shit is why she's got to go. She's so full of shit. And God tells her things.
And she wasn't elected.
Yeah, that too. Well,
Oh, wait, she did get elected.
she did get elected,
Fuck.
but. Right?
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
did. But that's not how she got in originally.
I can't believe it. Oh, God.
Almost stepped down, and that's how they got the first female
Who
governor.
the
of New York.
fuck could we get in there for governor? We need somebody to fucking run like, I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of shitty people in the states. It's not gonna be the Baldwins. It's not gonna be Soros. They live here.
Damn.
Who else lives here? I don't. James Earl Jones? No,
A little too old.
probably too old.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm drunk. Who's that chick up north in Congress? She's like from up by the border somewhere, St. Lawrence County or something. Can't remember.
But let's get into something besides New York and social insanity. How about the GOP donors have basically said it's over. Trump's going to be the nominee.
Okay.
So it's going to be Trump and Biden, you think?
Yeah.
They're not going to trade up on Biden. Well, I know that like all these people have been jockeying to beat Trump, but they finally, the polls, with how much bullshit they've been giving them. I guess some rapper just fucking.
Yeah, I saw that.
Willy Wonka.
Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka. Yeah.
I don't know. Some. He must be influential,
Right? Because it was in all over the place.
I have no
Waka
idea.
Flocka saying he's going to vote for Donald. So the donors are being like, okay, well, I mean, unless we're going to kill this guy or we're going to fucking put him in jail, he's going to be the nominee. So we're not giving any more money out to you fucking second tier
I'm all right with that.
candidates.
I mean, that's their money. They do what they want with it. I mean, all that shit's bullshit.
They're just buying
Well,
candidates.
I mean, look what happened to Bernie. That was totally legal.
What the DNC did to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, the parties are independent entities, right? Independent organizations. And primaries aren't a law. There's no law saying your party has to hold a primary,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Communist Party of America wouldn't go along with that. They don't hold primaries. That's exactly opposite of what they're for, right? They're ideologically opposed to primaries. So, you know, if you read the Party High-Line guidebook, which I recommend you do, I've read both of them. I didn't understand it all because I'm not that smart, but I tried my best. And basically what I got out of it is that at the end of the day, the national committee chooses a candidate.
Yeah, nothing to do with the primaries and voting.
They
It's the committee
yeah, the committee
for the
chooses
RNC and the DNC who
Yeah.
pick the candidate.
who pick the candidate. Yeah. You know, they take votes. They don't
Well,
have to follow that vote.
maybe they got to have cover. That's why they try and get the popular opinion.
Yeah, sure.
That's why they did it with Hillary and they did it with Biden. That it's like, well, if they're close enough, well, then we can shut everybody else down.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how fucking Biden won, honestly, but whatever.
Bernie was beating his ass too, and
Yeah.
they shut him down.
Right. And that just proves that
Nobody can get a good
Yeah.
cup of coffee
Yeah.
in this town.
Fucking if you're dissing Bernie, because Bernie had all the support. It was real. I don't always agree with him, but it was real support. People generally liked Bernie, right? It was grassroots, right? And they got shut down. They might have won. They might have beat Trump the first
Well,
time.
it just goes to show you that, as well as he probably would have beat Trump the first time, but real movements don't mean shit.
Oh, they don't mean shit. You were saying something about the Capitol getting overrun by Palestinians or something.
Oh, no. The far left might still be in the Capitol as we're talking right now. They ran into the Capitol earlier today. I'll see what the update is on that. But, yeah, they're having their own little January 6th, I guess.
But the thing about that is like, all right, so if you're American, you're stuck with Israel. I don't know how to tell you that. You're just stuck there. They wouldn't exist without us. We're stuck with them. They're stuck. They're a big client. You're stuck.
It's like, yeah, it's your you don't, family relative,
Yeah, you're stuck with them. There's nobody.
the in-laws.
Right. the people that support Palestine over Israel in D.C. is next to nil, right? Not to say they don't exist, but they do.
This is 2 hours ago. I don't know if that's when it started. But Capitol Police arrest Gaza ceasefire protesters in the house.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Demonstrated for several hours. And now they got opposition news up already saying Jewish group shut down U.S. Capitol protesting.
my
I'm like, what the fuck?
Right, because they're going to do that. Why would they do that? They have
And getting
other
into
outlets.
this, what was it? $100 million he said he's going to give fucking Gaza for relief aid, basically saying, Hamas, here's more money for
We're giving them
terrorism.
more money? Yeah, come on. Are we giving it to Hamas?
Who else are you going to give it to? He's saying it's going to Gaza. I got to look it up.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll get rid of Hamas. I'm assuming Hamas is not going to be around at the end of this. They're going to be like, the Nazis. Where they get hunted down. And,
War crimes.
well, there's war crimes going on both sides, but
President Biden announced that the U.S. would send $100 million in humanitarian assistance for Gaza and the West Bank.
how much was the wall?
Not that much.
That much.
This money will support more than 1 million displaced and conflict-affected Palestinians, including emergency needs in Gaza, Biden said during a speech Wednesday in Israel.
Yeah, he got dissed by all the Arab leaders.
Yeah, they said, fuck off out of here, Biden.
And then
Poopy pants.
Then there's Qatar, who invites everybody on both sides, and then has them like a mile away from each other. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, Qatar? Like, you're just asking for trouble. No, I guess nothing happened, but
Yeah, I love that. What was it? Somebody put up some meme about protecting the border. Biden's going to protect the border now of Israel.
Of Israel, sure.
It's like, I'm going to protect the border of Israel and Ukraine.
Right.
Our border? I don't know.
Well, Ukraine's pretty much been out of the news.
Yeah, they must be loving that. They're getting ready to probably sneak some money in there.
Something.
And I guess they just used some rockets or something like that the United States gave them. We gave them.
Yeah, well, they're going to owe us for that. We're not really giving. It's just, are we going to get our money back? And now it's like, the more we invest, the more they're going to owe us, the more we have to invest so they can pay us back. I don't know why they just don't call it a ceasefire. Why isn't the fucking UN in there?
Don't know.
Russia's a part of the Security Council. I mean, what the fuck, Russia? Let us in. Maybe we don't want to go in.
Well, we got 2 carriers going over there. Oh,
That's the Middle East.
what are you talking?
Ukraine.
No. So we're sending 100 million over there. We got 2 carriers going in, strike forces.
What's the point of them, really?
I don't know. Supposedly they're still American hostages.
Yes, there is American House.
You're going to send in the elite teams to get them out, maybe?
Well, I started to think about this, right? So they sent these carriers over there. Okay, fair enough. And Biden said it was to deter other people from attacking Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, well, the military's boasting that they could hit anywhere in fucking 20 minutes. Why do we need this there? Is it just like a symbol not to attack them? Like, because CENTCOM is right there in Iraq, right? We got shit there still.
I think maybe it's symbolic, but
we're in Saudi Arabia.
the other side's,
Is Saudi
fucking-
Arabia not big enough for us?
you got to wear them parts out on them boats. You
I
got to
guess
buy
what it
new
is.
ones.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's symbolic, right? Because we got other means to reach out and touch them, right? I'm just wondering why they decided
Space lasers.
space lasers. Here they come, the Jewish space lasers.
Oh, holy shit. Yeah, the space lasers are getting a lot of fucking attention lately.
That's another thing. I fucking saw this thing about documentary about satellites. There's a lot of fucking satellites up there, and they keep doubling every year. That's a lot of space junk. Elon Musk wants to put 48,000 up there.
48,000 satellites?
Yeah, and like every point of the Earth almost.
Damn.
He's also got plans to fucking. This is the craziest shit. I don't know how far he. I heard this from Joe Rogan, so I don't know how true it is. But allegedly, he wants to take mirrors and put them around Mars and direct sunlight down to Mars to heat it up. I don't even know if this is possible, but this is like some kind of like Bond villain fucking scheme. It sounded like to me.
It's the same thing as them wanting to put gold up in the fucking clouds to cool the temperature of the Earth down. This is Bill Gates' idea.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's Bill Gates' idea. No, it's not.
Well, I'm sure somebody thought about it before him, but he's trying to implement it.
Zachariah Stitchem was talking about that shit.
He's trying to get it done.
You know who Zachariah Stitchem was?
Yes.
The author?
He's and the prophet.
I don't think he's a prophet.
Well, he considered himself a
Did
prophet.
he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're an idiot. You're an idiot, Zachariah Stitchem, for thinking you're a prophet. But
He made a lot of friggin' calls.
did he?
Yeah. He made a lot. He'd go into a trance and look into the future. He made a lot of calls. Actually, things that came true.
I didn't know that. But he was a archaeologist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote a bunch of books. And he spoke multiple languages. He was Swiss, and he was hired by the British government to review their fucking Mesopotamian. I'm singing it in my head. Mesopotamian artifacts, and he had a dilemma where, like, he found something in the artifacts telling a different story than what was conventional at the time, and he went to his contemporaries and said, you know, what do I tell them? Like, this is what I think it says, but this is what everybody else thinks it says. And the contemporaries are like, well, just fucking tell them what they want to hear and get the money and, you know, worry about it later. And then he kept bitching about his.
Just get the money. Get the money.
Yeah, he kept bitching about it to his wife, and finally she was like, "Why don't you write a book about it?" So I wrote a series of books about his interpretation of these Mesopotamian tablets. I'm not sure how many of the books deal with them. And you know, he said that there used to be aliens here, right, before there was humans, and then they made humans genetically out of different things to pig them.
There's a lot of friggin' tales out there like that.
And he said that they had us mining gold because their atmosphere needed gold to keep the temperature down.
I believe it.
Could be. I don't know. I'm not even sure about fucking shit that happens right now. I can't talk about something that happened fucking 13,000 years ago.
Oh, man.
What else we got this week? Let me look at I think, what I got to talk about.
No, I think that was the documentary. I'm looking it up. We were talking about the industrial documentary. I think it was before NIN, how industrial became pop.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think it's the same one.
I saw that one. That was a good one.
It's only 4 months ago it came out.
Yeah, I saw it. I follow that guy.
Yeah, but it came in, a lot of good stuff was in that, too.
It was.
You know, they even mentioned, whatever. They mentioned everybody that I knew, pretty much.
You know, Chris knows a lot about those bands. I talked to him about that briefly one time, and he was aware of those bands. I wasn't.
Let's see. I haven't even gotten to half of my shit. We got
what is it? Trash theory or something? I think that's the name of that channel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Trash Theory does really good rock and roll
documentaries.
I also hear also in the rock trivia and shit and lore and backstories. I also recommend Professor Rock.
Yeah, I watch him a lot. I just can't stand him.
I don't know if I like him either, but
he just seems like a dipshit. I like his stories, and he's a good fucking researcher, but he seems like there's something about him where he could turn into a douchebag real quick or something. I don't know what it is.
I kind of see that. He's about our age.
Know what it is? I think he's a white knight. That's what it is.
It could be. There was a bunch of pro-Palestine protests across the nation.
Yeah, there's a couple of embassies attacked.
Were there?
Yeah, American embassy in Lebanon.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah. A couple Israeli embassies, I think.
What does Biden plan to accomplish in Israel?
Shit his pants.
NBC was asking this question, and all I could think was like,
Shit his pants.
gun sales, like more sales.
Sales are good, folks.
When in swing states, when RFK was added to the poll as an independent, Trump went up.
I've been hearing alternate or reports that are opposite of that too.
Really?
So it's like, I'm like, what the fuck? How can you have multiple? I guess, that's just everything nowadays. You can find a fucking research on anything showing both sides. But within hours, there was reports being like, when RFK is put into the lot of the general election, Trump wins big. And then there was another report. It's like, when RFK is put into the lot of the general election, he takes votes away from Trump. And it's like, what the fuck? Who's aggregating this shit?
Right, exactly. South Park,
I can't wait for the Panderverse.
the Panderverse, where they turn all the characters into black women or women of color.
Strong women of color.
Right.
I think Cartman's going to be a black woman. Kenny's going to be Asian. I think
They're gonna kill Kenny.
Stan is some type of South American or Latino, I think.
Okay.
And then trying to think what the other who did I miss? Stan, Cartman, Kenny, and
There's only 4 of them.
yeah, missing Kyle.
Kyle.
I forget what they're gonna do with Kyle, but it's gonna be a great show. I cannot wait. It's like something finally worth waiting to watch.
Yeah.
It's like Hollywood's so fucked right now.
Daily Wire is gonna release their own Snow White.
That's how fucked they are. They're
Yeah.
gonna get competition from some conservative news channel that don't know how to make movies for shit.
Shit. Yes.
And they're gonna fucking go up against Disney and probably do better.
Piper Laurie and Suzanne Summers died. Actresses.
Suzanne died. Yeah, I heard. I saw some fake news on BitChute about it, but
What was
like,
the fake news?
she had recorded some video talking about doctors, naturalistic doctors, 12 hours before her death.
She said say that. I saw some video.
Yeah,
of
those
it.
videos are older though. They're not 12 hours ago. But yeah, she did go out there saying how she felt like doctors teaching alternative therapies were being whacked
Right.
by big pharma. She did go on the record for that. And I believe her. If you can cure cancer, you're going to get whacked.
Yeah.
That's a
pretty
lot of
much.
money. That's a lot of money that they're making on that.
Democrats lose a lot of ground in Louisiana House. Do they have a vote or something? Like, how did that happen?
Not sure. How about the mic on Fox News, Hot Mic? I think it was what's his nuts there, fucking
Kill me,
Brian Kilmeade. Yeah. What did he say?
dumbass.
Dumbass. Dumbass.
I agree with him for once. I don't really like him, but
He is a mutt.
yeah,
But that was funny. That was funny. They're
Somebody-
sitting there taking the votes.
they're taking the vote
Someone voted
today.
Yeah, it was today. Who voted for Kevin McCarthy.
Dumbass.
He's just sitting there live on Fox. He goes, "Dumbass." Oh, you gotta love the hot mics, man.
Yeah, I do.
It catches the real. Well, what else we got here?
Go through my thing here.
Somebody,
New Bigfoot footage. This one's good.
I saw that footage. It's a tough one because I do agree with some of the people in the comments. It's like, I mean, it'd be like if I caught Bigfoot with my phone. What are the chances that the guy that sees Bigfoot only has like a 3-megapixel phone?
Is that what it was?
I think it was 5, maybe. I forget what they were saying, but it was, yeah. It's like, I'm the only guy in the world that sees Bigfoot, and I got this. Everybody else is carrying one of those with like a 20 megapixel.
You're right.
But me, I'm the only guy that gets to see Bigfoot with this.
I thought that's either Bigfoot or a dude in a suit. There was nothing else in between. What else was it? Wasn't an alien.
What else would it be?
It's either dude in a suit, Bigfoot, or an alien.
I looked at it for a good long while, and all I saw was either Bigfoot or a guy in a suit.
That was it.
It wasn't animatronic, wasn't an alien, wasn't no dog, wasn't a cat.
No, it definitely wasn't any kind of cat. But they must have timed that, right?
I mean, if it depends.
It could just be
Were they in a
something
real train? I don't fucking know.
That's true. I saw the Death Star blow up.
I've seen the Death Star blow up.
I have. Who knows? But it's been making the rounds, right?
A lot of I mean, that the video was kind of impressive. I have to say. I did watch it myself a couple times, and I was like, you know, even though it's blurry as hell, they come up with a good angle, whether this is real or not, to get me to be like, okay, you got me questioning, you know?
Yeah, I thought it was, decent footage as far as that's concerned. Let's see.
YouTube.
What about him?
Somebody, it's what's his name there? Fucking Jeremy from the Quartering says that there's a new app that's going to make sure YouTube doesn't have a monopoly anymore on their fucking viewers and their content creators. This app will be able to aggregate everything across the internet as far as videos on video streams. All you have to do is punch in your name, set up an account, and then pick who you want to follow. And if you punch in like the Quartering, you can see all his videos from all the different platforms.
Okay.
So if you punch in us, you'll see us on Rumble and YouTube. But if we had stuff on other ones, you'd see it over in there and those ones too.
Follow us on other ones.
Yeah, so I don't know if this app is out yet. I don't even know the fucking name of it. But it sounds like a great service to get the viewers unlinked from
YouTube?
From these monopoly fucking
They're
ones.
basically monopolies.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not, but...
So instead of needing an account here, you don't have to have an account here.
Right.
You only need an account on that app.
So here's something I've noticed with my phone, because I haven't been using my laptop. Even though I have another laptop, I don't use it. But I've been using my phone. I've been getting into my phone lately.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been watching videos on here. And I watch a lot of videos on BitChute. And it doesn't matter how many times I type in fucking BitChute.
Your phone won't bring it up?
It won't bring it up. I always have to go hit return, right? Then I got to go through Google and find it and hit BitChute. It's every fucking time. Or if I put YO, it's going to bring up YouTube right away, right?
Mm-hmm. And what browser are you using?
It's all the whole
Is it the
thing.
Android browser?
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole thing, though, like, even my, corrective text won't bring up BitChute. I have to type it all out.
Right.
It won't come up in the Google's suggestions, and it won't come in the text box's suggestions.
Wow. They're really trying to keep people censored.
But if I do, I can almost show you right now.
Well, I have this conversation with my brother about this shit. You can type in, something you want to find that's considered far right, and you won't get any hits. You want to type in Hillary Clinton. By the time you get done pressing H, it's fucking all the way there.
Yeah. It's pretty maddening. I know that they do some kind of recent search tracking, right? So like if I, because there's shit I've looked up after I watched the video is something I've never heard of, and I'm like go to look it up, and like first thing that pops up, and I've noticed it with people's names, right? Because like some of these people I've never heard of, and I know that maybe their name is like, I don't know, think of a first name.
David.
All right, so I go to look up some guy, David I never heard of, right? And instead of giving me David Rockefeller right away or some other well-known David,
Yeah.
this one comes up first. So it knows that I must have watched that video last and that that person was in that video or had some contents to it.
Right. Yeah, that's cookies.
Yeah, that's what that-
There's probably some deeper stuff than that too as well, but that's what happens with all that dumb cookie shit.
Have you seen the guy with the DWI arrest? Oh man, this is so funny. So this guy gets I almost didn't think it was real. This guy gets pulled over by police, and the cops like license the registration. He's like, nah. He's like, you want any drugs? He's like, you got drugs, man? That's one of those. What do you want? Oh, like Instagram. I'm on all of them, man. It was pretty funny.
Was it a prank or was it a dude that
I
was
don't
real
know. The Hodge twins picked it up too. I saw it before they picked it up, but
I've been watching a lot of guys that do, well, not a lot, but I've been seeing a lot more videos of people pranking cops. Like the one, they had a dummy sitting in the front seat and it like pops up a middle finger. And they go driving past like a cop and all of a sudden the dummy pops up a middle finger.
I saw that. Yeah, yeah.
The cops come out
Yeah.
and they're like, what's the matter with your friend there?
Yeah.
They're trying to question the dummy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude, so funny.
Chunk yogurt's fucking done already.
He dropped out already?
Yeah,
No.
I think so.
Fucking, what a joke.
Oh yeah. That hospital attack was reported by the source was the Palestinian government,
Yeah, I know.
Hamas.
Hamas basically told everybody that
CNN said it was the Palestinian government.
so fucking nuts. Anna Kasparian has got to leave that dumb show. I
She
think
really does.
she could do so much better on her own.
Russians living with bears.
Russians wrestling bears.
What is it with the fucking Russians and the bears?
They like wrestling the bears.
They just fucking hang out with them and shit. It's like the only videos inside of Russia you can find on YouTube anymore is them hanging out with bears.
Russians and bears.
Fucking, but yeah. Let's all right. Let me go back into this. All right, so there was a bear attack in Banff, Canada this week.
You don't say. In Canada?
Banff. I've heard of Banff. I know it's like a vacation spot. I think it's on that fucking the Alaskan highway, right?
It's on the Alaskan highway, you say, huh?
Yeah, Alaskan highway. Like, we were like, hey, well, all right. Quick history lesson. So what we used to do in World War II, before we got in the war, is we used to drive shit to the Canadian border, push it over, and then let them take it, because we weren't allowed legally to give them aid.
The Canucks?
Well, they were Britain at the time.
They were the Brits at the time.
Yeah, they're part of the UK at the time.
Okay.
And we wanted to give shit to the UK,
But under
whatever conditions we had.
treaty,
we
can't do that.
We would have went to war of the Axis, right?
Mhm.
So what we did is we would bring shit.
Oh,
to
this
the
is before we entered the war.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
we would bring shit to the border and push it over. Right.
Like what we're doing in Ukraine.
No, Ukraine we're doing allegedly legally. But I guess it's illegal, right? We just don't care what fucking China and Russia say.
We don't care about nobody because we're assholes.
Um,
So, anyways, that's happened.
but after we got in the war, right, after Pearl Harbor, they were like, oh shit, like, Alaska's kind of exposed and we don't really have a way to get there. So they had a system where like, they were like, barnstorming more or less, right? They would fly the plane as far as they could, refuel, then fly again, and eventually get to Alaska. So the U.S. government said, we could get a lot more shit to Alaska and protect Canada a lot better if you let us build a highway through here, Canada. And they did. And so we built a highway that was ridiculously long inside of like 3 months or something. Well, maybe not that quick, but it was pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
And, you know, we said we'll build it and then you guys take it after the war, right? We just want to use it for the war. And they said, okay.
Get to Alaska.
And they left all kinds of shit behind, right? And there's all these little towns that popped up along there. And some of the towns that were there that they went through were just suddenly overwhelmed by GIs, right? You got towns of like 200, now there's 25 fucking thousand GIs there, right? And instead of like taking it, Canada decided to pay us back for some reason once they became independent. We didn't ask them, they just did. We took it just because they wanted to. So thanks, Canada.
What year do you think that was?
What year do I think they paid us back?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they paid us back after 83.
That's after Canada got taken over by their Federal Reserve in 74 or 75. Because pre that, they had their own banking, and then...
well, they're not truly independent to 80-something. They were still part of the UK, technically.
Well, it was somewhere, I think, in the mid-70s where they had their form of Federal Reserve step in. A private bank said,
right.
we're going to,
we'll run your currency.
We'll run all your currency for you.
Yeah.
And that's like when the decline started happening.
All the private central banks that happens with.
Mm-hmm.
The head of state is still technically the king, I think. And they have one of the most sought-after positions, and I guess one of the most influential or powerful positions in their government is like the guy that talks to the king. But he hasn't said shit in decades, I don't think. He's like a magistrate or something. I can't remember what they call him.
Your magistrate?
He's the guy that talks. He's like an intermediary between like the Canadian government and the king, but he hasn't said anything in a long time.
So I'm seeing here as latest news, hundreds of pro-Palestinians arrested at the Capitol. Hundreds.
So are they going to do jail or what? We're gonna
For years on end.
Are we going to know everything about them?
Yeah, for years on. Are they going to go and get fucking thrown into isolation until they fucking go crazy and want to kill themselves?
They might. They're pro-Palestinians. Listen, the Israeli lobby is really strong in this country.
It just might happen.
It just might happen. This whole Palestine-Israel thing is
there's no friggin' no. There is no fucking quarter for the people rooting for Palestine. I see it in the news.
Oh yeah, they're not going to have any.
The fucking everywhere online. It's like they're like, oh yeah, with the Harvard, 500 million the dude pulled from fucking Harvard. He was donating that to Harvard every year or something like that. I don't know, but
something just happened in Berkeley, California too.
They're like, because Palestinians ain't the one with the money in the United States.
That's true. I mean, I don't.
Oh well, that's true.
I don't even know if I know any Palestinians. I'm sure they're here.
Yeah, they got to be somewhere.
I know some Israelis though. I dated one.
I bet you did.
I did do.
I did.
But yeah, we're just well, we were part of the deal, right? I mean, this is the thing. Like everybody agreed Israel was going to be started. Like there was no like naysayers except Palestine, like the people that live there. But all the major powers agreed. So this is going through.
Mm-hmm.
Like Russia agreed. China didn't agree, but they weren't part of the deal at the time.
They weren't in the conversation.
They weren't in the conversation yet. They were retrofitted into the. But France agreed. Britain agreed. Like we discussed last week, they agreed before World War I was even over. So I mean, Israel's it's gonna stay, or there's gonna be a lot of people. They're willing to kill a lot of people over Israel. Basically, what it comes down to.
Yeah, and it's a fucking blank check. It's gonna be a blank check
at the moment. Yeah.
Alec Baldwin recharged for shooting.
Fuck that guy. Beetlejuice, and that's it.
What? Beetlejuice? He has one good movie.
One good movie. No, that's not true. He was in the nuclear sub one.
The Hunt for Red October.
he was
I
in
just
that.
watched that like last week.
It's a great fucking movie.
I watch it all the time. I gotta watch that movie for some reason. It's like one of the movies I love to watch.
Crazy Ivan.
Did he do a Crazy Ivan in the last half hour? Yeah, he did. Why? He always does a Crazy Ivan in the bottom half of the hour.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
I think maybe one of the best Jack Ryan movies, other than Clear and Present Danger. I think that's the
another
other
good
one. And also Patriot Games.
That's a great one too.
Yeah. They kind of fell off after the Harrison Ford Jack Ryan.
Yeah. I walked into the
Did what?
So I was at the movie theaters for whatever reason. Didn't really plan on seeing a movie.
Walked into Sum of All Fears.
Patriot Games.
Oh, okay.
That and I did that with the Pelican Brief too.
Back in the day when you'd just be hanging around the mall.
I used to go every Friday.
And go watch a movie and you're like, fuck, well, go watch another one.
I would take the bus from Berkeley Heights in high school.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't come all the way into Sardi's, I don't think, at that time. But it went to Berkeley Heights, and then they would bring it to the mall, and they would bring it back.
You lucky bastard.
Yeah, we had that.
Those were the days.
We had that option to get out of town with $1. Nobody took it, but sometimes they do.
Somebody's got to invent a time machine just so we can go back to the 80s and hang out.
You know, I was talking about I was down in Cottakill, visiting my buddy Dave. We were talking about music and culture and scenes, and back in the day, like if you get an album, you listen to the whole album more than once, right?
Yeah.
You gave it a chance, even if you didn't think you were gonna like it. And from that, you actually ended up liking a lot of the stuff you didn't think you were gonna like, right? And if you didn't like it, then you would give it away or whatever.
And you're also exposed to different looks because a lot of bands on their album, they create songs in a different style or a different feel or vibe just because they know not everything is going to be a fucking number one hit.
Right. It wasn't designed to be number one.
Exactly.
So, like, I remember I got a Suzanne Vega fucking CD somehow. I ended up liking Suzanne Vega, right? It wasn't somebody I really liked.
Yeah.
Would have gotten.
Well, you could recognize the talent and you liked what was going on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she was on MTV and shit, right? But I wasn't into her. And that happened to me with Pantera, right? I got gifted a Pantera album. There's a bunch of bands that happened to me with, where people gave me an album or recommended I get this album. Alice in Chains was that way, right? And I had them before, like, anybody else, like, in that scene. I didn't know about any of the other bands in that scene. I thought they were metal initially, right? Because they were on Headbangers Ball. Right? Who did I just saw him do a
Jerry?
Yeah, he did a rendition of Brother with the hell's that the chick from Heart, the guitarist.
Wilson. Must have been one of the Wilson sisters, right?
Yeah. Is it Nancy?
I forget their names.
I don't know. She's hot, though. Well, she was. She was the hot one in that group.
I need to get some Heart albums. I used to love listening to Heart, bro. They were fucking great.
The Barracuda, right? Crazy on you.
Crazy on you. Going crazy.
Crazy on you.
Yeah. I think we're getting close to wrapping it up here tonight. What do we got in? Hour and 59, it looks like.
There's 6 crazy bastards out there watching us. You guys are the best, 6 people.
Or however many it is, yeah. We just tell us in the comments how much you like the show.
If you want to step up and sponsor a show.
Oh, my
I say
God.
a special prayer for all our sponsors.
I'll do a rain dance for all my...
I'm trying to think. Is there any fucking other news? I know there is, but it was so saturated by Israel Gaza. All
Yeah,
fucking week.
there's a lot of fucking.
Oh my god, dude.
I mean, like Disney's fucking. Speaking of pop culture, like Disney's going down in fucking flames. Like you said, the other thing is going down in flames. Fucking, or they're trying to come out of it with the
Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secrets. Yeah, a lot of companies. I don't know if like the BlackRock agenda and the Vanguard agenda and State Street agenda is like finally getting turned around because companies are like, wait a second, yeah, you're giving us all this money to do stuff, but we're not making any money because nobody wants to buy our shit anymore.
Right.
So it's like you gave us this money, but now our company's dying.
Right. Now we're dead.
Yeah. So I don't know if like people are waking up from that. It's like it's kind of like really brilliant if you think about it, because what happens then? Well, they can just buy your company.
That's true.
It's like, wait a second. If you don't do this, if you don't do what we tell you, we won't give you money. And then they're like, okay, and they shoot themselves in the foot, and then they can just be like, oh, look, your company ain't worth stuff. We'll give you a fucking couple pennies on the dollar for it if you want to get out now.
Like carpetbaggers.
It's really fucking genius, but at the same time, I think there's at least it seems some companies are waking up and being like, okay, we have destroyed our customer base because we've ignored them. You know,
Right,
it's not that we
exactly.
don't understand them.
No,
It's
just
that
ignore
we have ignored them and called them bigots for the past 6 years.
I prefer the term bigliot.
Bigliot.
I'm a bigliot.
I prefer the term bigliot.
You know what? They call you a bigot and they judge everything on these immutable characteristics of your sexuality. It's like, what?
I was thinking the pronoun could be like, I identify as a 2,000-year-old wizard, and there's nothing you can say to enlighten my intelligence, so please shut up. That's my pronoun.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, you know, back in the 90s, if any of your immutable traits was your personality, you sucked.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
That wasn't cool. It wasn't cool to have your whole personality wrapped up in your sexuality or
anything.
Right. Like, unless it was something you did, right? Like something a hobby you did or something.
Like you're a yoga fucking masseuse or something
or
like
you're
that.
A musician or whatever, right? Your job maybe. But it wasn't like, you know, you're straight or you're gay or you're white or you're black or any of that shit. Like, it's not like that shit didn't exist or there wasn't racism.
No, it was everywhere. But it was people who were just like way more equipped to deal with fucking the real world.
Yeah. You know, and
conflicting opinions.
Sure, and conflicting opinions.
It's like, instead of being like, you're a bigot, fucking racist, it's just be like, oh, you're an asshole. Okay.
I'll
have a nice day.
Yeah, exactly. I'll steer clear of you. Yeah.
Not like, I'm going to go get you canceled on X.
Yeah. Like happened to that fucking streamer kid, you know, Call of Duty kid that committed suicide.
Yeah. The 80s were way more. I just watched. I was telling Jack I watched this movie on the glowing. It wasn't the best review, but it was an okay one by Chris Gore from Film Threat, and it's called Totally Killer, and it's on Amazon Prime. It's about a girl that goes back in time to the 80s to save her mom from being murdered, and like she meets her mom. And instead of like what she thinks of her mom being back then, like, you know, her mom in the future is like Mrs. Prissy, fucking don't do this, don't do that. She goes back and she's like the high school bitch, and all her friends are the biggest bitches on earth.
Wants to kill her anyway.
So it's a great premise, very funny in some parts, but I did have a little bit of the SJW stuff, like, oh, you can't say that no more, from the millennial kid in the past, but. Other than that, yeah, it was a great premise and something fun to watch.
I remember I said that one time. You can't say that. Can't say what? Can't say that shit's gay. Why?
Exactly. I've had some issues with that with the younger group of friends. Like you come up and saw the skate party.
Yeah.
It's like we get that once in a while for being like old school, be like, oh, why are you being such a fag?
Yeah.
And they're like, you can't say that to him. And it's like, why not? He's being a fag. And they're like, no.
Is anybody here?
The younger, the younger generation.
Nobody in
can't handle
earshots. So who cares?
Yeah. And even if there was somebody, usually they'll say it too with old school friggin' gays.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some old school gays that aren't into all this shit.
No, hate it. They hate it.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking, I've seen I've talked to personally a handful that we know, and they're just like, I can't believe what's happening. It's like they've ruined everything that we did.
Right.
We did to build up our good name.
Now it's gone. Right.
It's very, very funny. What else have we got? We got anything else? Oh wait, there was something I just was thinking about. I didn't get it out in time. Fuck. Brain. What is it? Something about culture for sure. And
50 years of hip hop.
that's where we're at.
Yeah. What that dumb bitch? She's got all kinds of shit going on.
What dumb bitch?
You know, the bald bitch. You know.
Oh, yeah. We didn't get into the Jada Pinkett story this week.
That's her name.
The big news mover.
I
guess she's shitting on Will again.
Yeah.
Just shitting all over on him like a cat fucking can't hold in her diarrhea.
Tupac's dick was bigger than yours. No,
quote.
She didn't say that.
And I quote. Oh, yeah, a lot of memes on her, like
her blowing Tupac with Will driving.
Yep.
Oh, that was funny.
Or her saying she is Tupac.
Yeah, I am Tupac. I saw that. That was funny.
Oh God. Oh my God. What?
Her book's coming out, right?
She's got to be one of the most like insufferable people to hang out with.
Oh my God. Talk about a fucking narcissist.
I've seen like some of her round or red table interviews with people on her webcast that, obviously you have to be strong and powerful to listen to.
Yeah, yeah.
And brave. But once again, back to the narcissism and elitism of the left. That's all I see spouting out of her mouth. It's just, I'm going to find a way to bend this pretzel right around until I come out on top.
What was she known for? She was an actress?
Well, she was an actress, yeah. She was in, remember, The Matrix Revolutions was like her last big thing.
She was in that?
Yeah, she was one of the captains.
Oh.
Of one of the boats.
Was she a sex symbol or something?
Wannabe, I think.
Well, yeah.
I'm trying to think what else.
She's no Stacey Dash, that's for sure. Remember Stacey Dash? Stacey Dash was like in More Money, and I think she was in Mean Girls.
Oh yeah, she was beautiful.
Still is.
Give him a call.
Give me a call. But yeah, all right. So she was an actress, Jada Pinkett Smith, and she was in Matrix Revolution.
And some other things. I'm trying to remember, she was in a lot of things. I think she was like in
Roots or
no, like maybe Boys in the Hood.
All right.
Maybe.
I
haven't seen that in forever.
Me neither.
But was she on some TV shows maybe?
I have no idea. Next thing I know, she was like relevant because she was
Will Smith's hubby.
Right. And something about a slap, and that was really all I know. So he slapped Chris Rock for no fucking reason, basically.
I guess.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth. It's occupied with Tupac's dick.
Oh man!
Did he go to Jeffries?
Maybe.
Was he on that list?
I don't know. But I do know that she has the audacity to say because they're separated now for 6 years that she hasn't cheated on him, when everybody knows she screwed her son's friend.
Yeah. That's fucking weird.
So it's like, because we were separated. I didn't cheat on him.
Right.
It's like, oh, that's
Mental
how it works.
Fucking mental gymnastics. I mean, who knows what Will Smith was doing, right? Fresh Prince. And all.
Yeah, we can't say he's a fucking, anything. You can't really judge either way. Who knows? He could be a fucking saint, or he could be a fucking complete pig.
Who knows?
But he sure looks like a dumbass.
He does do look like a dumbass. Beta.
The beta.
That's fucking beta material, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I can watch, like, fucking... Where's the movie where he's a badass? I Am Legend? That was a good movie, right? And,
You know the story behind that?
not really.
But you don't take, you to your point, though, you don't see him as a badass at all in that whole movie.
I don't know. Now I'm going to have to rewatch it and see if I can still see him as a badass, knowing that.
No, I didn't see him as a badass that much in that movie. That was like the beginning of the cuckening of America. The beginning of the cuckening of America. And that brings me back to my thought that I was going to say before. But, yeah, I don't think he was that badass in that movie. Now I lost this point. But the earlier point was that we were talking about the draft last week, and is it coming back?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there good news and bad news?
I'm going to be 50. I'm not.
And you're going to be in it. Because freaking millennials and Gen X or Z, whatever the fuck they are, the young kids, 70% of them aren't fit to get into the military.
Oh, come on. I'm not fit to get
Those
into
are the
it.
numbers.
Give me a few months and beat me to do it. Yeah. I'll fucking do it. But
Dude, those numbers are horrible.
you have to, like, hold me prisoner to do
Talking
this.
about the cuckening of America.
I think they'll bring back the draft because they're going to expand these wars, right? And eventually China's on the fucking menu.
So, no, the reason that's called I Am Legend is because what happens is but in the book, which I haven't read, but I want to read now because this sounds so cool. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
The movie doesn't get this across at all. They fuck it all up. But at the end of the book, the main character who's been out killing all these zombies for years on end finally realizes that he's the monster. Those people look at him as the monster, the legend, who's
Right.
out killing
Them.
them at night, fucking while they sleep.
Mass murder.
Yeah, and he's just there terrorizing the fucking fuck out of the whole
That kind of makes sense.
the new, inhabitants of the earth.
Right.
That's
Wow.
why it's called He realizes, wait, I am the legend.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, that puts a whole new fucking context to,
Yeah, it
to
does.
that.
I
So
didn't- I didn't think of it that way.
I might have to read that now.
Huh.
But what time we got? How we doing? We're over 2.
We're over 2.
You want to go home, wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Maybe get to the store before it closes?
That'd be good. I got to piss again, too.
All right. Well, since we can just do that, we'll just wrap it up.
Yep. Stay safe.
Everybody, we love you. Thanks for watching.
Stay away from Admiral Akbar.
Stay away from what?
Admiral Akbar.
It's a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap. If you hear anybody say anything close to Admiral Akbar, hit the ground.
Whoa, it almost went out too soon there, bud.
Damn.
Well, no, I just pressed the wrong fucking button.
All right.
Okay. All right, so everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Let's peace in the Middle East.
Peace in the Middle East.
Barney's making his new edition shirts right now.
Yeah.
Peace in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Suckers.
Bringing it back. Totally
Mhm.
80s.
Totally 80s. And we're going to sing We Are the World. We're going to have our new version of it next week. We are the world. Is that the Bruce version?
Yes.
We are the children. Oh my God. What was fucking
That Dinah Ross.
the fucking
Willie.
Bob Did you see the Bob part?
Bob Dylan doing it
Yeah.
over like 15 times.
Yeah. We are the children. We'll make the world a better place.
You are man.
Keep on giving.
I can.
I was like, really? I was like, really? It's that bad?
Yeah, he's bad. I could pretty much take any song and turn it into a Dylan song. I could do a Dylan cover
Of every song on
that I know
in the
pretty much.
catalog
Pretty
of
much, yeah.
existence. All right, we're bailing. We love you. Next week, and you want to hit the comments up, like, subscribe, bell, rub
your balls on it.
chew bubble gum, fucking walk backwards. Remember, wherever you go, there you are.